Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I'm Bobby Finsock. That's Josh Kimmel. We're finished up. Josh just finished up Bash at Berlin. He had to catch the end of the Randy Orton Gunther match, but we are here and ready to go. Josh, before we get rolling, my man, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Feel like I've been on the network every single day since Wednesday, and that's true. That's a true fact. And let me tell you, boss, can I have a day off tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you deserved it. You earned that. Yeah, man. Need you
How
to
you
cover
doing?
it. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, man. It's been a busy. I was up till 4 in the morning, working on new intros for some of the shows, especially the one I was doing earlier today. For our Dolphins show, Finstock today. The music I was using, we got it from. It was the Dolphins fight song, but with a saxophone. It was amazing, and I think his name's David Fernandez. And hopefully I did not butcher it, but I think it's Fernandez. But anyway, he does it. He's an amazing sax player, and so I've been using this song for a while. I asked his permission, of course, and he was cool with it. But he had reached out to me recently. He had some issues, so he said, "Hey, man, can you? I'm sorry to ask. I know it's been a year, and I want to be. Can you go ahead and?" I said, "Absolutely. That's cool. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me use it." But of course, then we don't have intros, so I had to go ahead and do that. So then I woke up at 9, and then the show started at 11 for me. So I'm almost on fumes, but I'm ready to go, ready to talk Bash at Berlin. Crazy, only 5 matches on this card, but
yes,
fun matches. I'll say that it was a fun show. Some of the finishes, not too cool with, but we'll discuss that. And then of course, fantasy football yesterday, the network. I had a blast doing that. I felt pretty damn good about my roster.
Yep.
I don't care whatever the hell you used at the end there to show that I was the worst out of the draft, but I felt good.
That wasn't me. That wasn't Justin. That wasn't me.
Oh, that was Justin. That was Justin. Well, screw Justin then.
That wasn't
Hope
me.
it took his wife 6 hours to get to it. I'm just playing. Hopefully she's all right.
It probably did.
But man, all right. So hey, look, full disclosure for those tuning in. Again, I started the show, watched Cody Cargill, started Punk, had to run out, had to run over to Home Depot, followed it as I was in shop, and of course caught the end or the mid part of the beginning, I guess, of Gunther versus Orton. And Josh, you were at a birthday party.
Yeah, I had to take my daughter to Ruskin. You don't know where that is. Nobody knows where that is. Neither do I. Well, I do know where it is. It's 45 minutes away from my house, and I had to drive 45 minutes back home. So I had the Peacock on the phone as I was driving. I did not watch any of the Randy Orton match until I got home because I wanted to make sure I had my full attention. But I caught a little bit of the Terror Twins, but I watched every other match. I watched every other match. So I have a lot to say about this pay-per-view, but I don't have much to say, if that makes sense.
All right, well, let's get started. And then with the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens match for the WWE Championship, because it was the first match on the card, which again I have no issue with. I think that's cool when you start off with the bigger match at first, and then they closed off, of course, with Gunther in the main event because obviously it's close to his hometown, and he wanted the hometown boy to get his shine over Cody and KO. But not surprising is Cody versus KO was a good match, fun match. I really enjoyed the spots. I really enjoyed the story they were telling between the struggle for Kevin Owens, having to tap into his dark side to possibly take advantage of Cody Rhodes's knee situation. I was actually at the edge of my couch yelling, "Well, dude, what are you doing? Just kick him. It's a match. You could still be a face and take advantage of an injury. That's the smart thing to do. Shawn Michaels would do it. Anybody would do it. So it kind of, I didn't really like that they kind of did KO that way. But I thought it was a very fun, good match. I really enjoyed it. You wrote me right away. You're like, that's an AEW style type match. You liked it. I thought it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. I did not like the ending. And it started right at the point of he was going to go for the triple crossroads, which again, I was like, kind of like, you should save that in a dire situation, in a dire moment with someone like Roman Reigns or The Rock or whatever. You're doing this against a KO. And this triple crossroads defeated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It defeated a 1,400-day reign as undisputed champion, the Tribal Chief, ended one of the greatest runs ever in WWE. It took 3 Crossroads to defeat him. You hit 2 Crossroads in a row on KO just so he could fight out of the third, stunner, jump up, go for a pin. You kick out. So now the Crossroads to me is dead. It's nothing. How the hell did it? Tim, I don't know how can you explain the logic of this to me? I could understand you kick out a 1, like, oh, he does a crossroad, he beats this guy, but then, sometimes, yeah, I can understand a surge. All of a sudden, you have a surge, you have that Hulkamania surge. Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. That's 1, not the triple that killed the greatest of this era at this current time. Killed, beat him. You're going against KO right now, and all of a sudden, KO fights out of 2, not 1, but 2 in a row, like it's nothing.
Yep.
Stunner. I can understand. He fights out Stunner, and they're both out for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then slowly both get up. Okay, That's cool. Oh crap, pop, but not 1, 2. Oh, Stunner. 1, 2. Oh, what happened? Oh, how are you up right now? You just got Crossroads twice, and then all of a sudden, Cody figures it out, gets him 1 more time. 1, 2, 3. It's over. That killed how I felt about the match overall. Love the match until that one spot right there. Then you have Cody standing there. He's making the referee put the belt on him. He's crying. He's like, Kevin, I love you. Oh, and Kevin is, pushes the camera away and, probably letting that dark side. He should have done something about it. He's probably, that's probably playing the second game. I don't know, man. I loved it up until that point. And as you know, because I messaged you, and I never do that really during the show. Usually you come to me first because I try to keep our stuff until the end so we can talk about it. But right there, I was like, I hated that. Yep. Am I wrong? Am I out of line here?
So this just proves to me that you don't watch AEW. If somebody asks me, and you're going to ask me later on, and I'll burn it now. What did you grade this show? What did you grade this entire show? And I would grade it AEW light. This is if there was a Diet Coke version of AEW, this was it. This was the show. They tried their hardest to do everything cool to top all in. They couldn't. They didn't. I feel like they tried, honestly, and they just couldn't. It was a good show, that being said, but this match in particular, this was an AEW show this was, like I said, a light version of it, because you watch Dynamite, you'll see Jon Moxley do this and that and whatever this is, and a brainbuster followed up by a tombstone pile driver, followed up by this, and the guy just kicks out, and then you just do a flat finish. That's AEW's mindset, and that's what this was. And Cody and Kevin both worked the indies this was an indie match on a grand scale of things, in my opinion. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. I loved it because you had no heel and you had no babyface. Kevin got his stuff in. Cody got his stuff in. They were doing the things where it's like, oh, I'm going to push you for a pop-up powerbomb, but he's going to reverse it into a Cody cutter. That stuff was all cool to me because I like that kind of style of wrestling. There was really no Cody getting beat up for 15 minutes, kicking out of every finisher. It was a good back and forth contest. That's how I like my wrestling matches. I can't stand it when one babyface just gets beat down for 15 minutes. This was a different style of Cody match that we haven't really seen in a long time in WWE. So I appreciated that. That being said, everything you said was right. Just because they do it over there in the other company doesn't mean you should do it over here, because the WWE does things right. Triple H does things right. I don't understand how you can get Crossroads, Stunner, like the same people trashing Swerve, shaking off Brian's finisher. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that. Yep. I hated it. Yep.
You can't talk anything now, guys, because we just saw Kevin Owens shake off 2 Crossroads in a row. But apparently he couldn't handle the third one. It is what it is, man. I gave it a 4.5 star match. I gave it 4.5 stars. I know we don't do star ratings on the show.
I was going to say, Meltzer. Okay, Meltzer.
No, I do it with my Real Talk Wrestling group over there on Thursday nights, and I text him. And Clutch is actually at the show. And I live reaction, I gave it a 4.5 star match because it was so entertaining. And I actually have a Word document that I actually was going to keep notes on. And I said, it's going to be hard to top this match. That's what I said. The first line, hard to top this match,
And
even though
again,
the finish is flat.
that's the perfect way to go. It was a good match. It was a fun match. It was pop. I love the what's that? The reverse suplex brain buster off the top. I thought that was really cool. I love how they both again the great sell and a great story. Unlike an AEW match, it was a great story. You know, you can see the conflict within Kevin Owens
yes.
to take advantage of the situation. And very quick in regards to AEW, Bryan Danielson, world champion. I absolutely love that. Cool moment at the end of that match with Nikki Garcia, Nikki Garcia, and the kids. I thought it was well deserved. I'm actually very happy. I think it's so cool. But yeah, I saw that spot, and you didn't have to ask me to know how I felt about it.
Yeah.
You know, when he,
ridiculous.
This is Bryan Danielson, who's killed legends, beaten legends with that move, and just like really,
I didn't like it.
I'm like, come on, dude. See, that's my issue with things like that. It's like you could do fascinating moves, amazing moves. You could do really cool moves that should finish other matches but aren't finishers, and no sell a couple of them. And it's still like, oh my god, there's all wrestlers done it, but they do it the right way. You know what I mean? And you've had Sting do it. Sting did it years ago, no selling. The Undertaker no sells. Kane, Hogan with the whole
Hogan invented it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But it was always the right time to do it.
Yes,
it made sense. You know what I mean? It was like, nowadays they don't do it at the right time. It just like it kind of kills it for me. And it becomes obviously then it's more of a show than a fight and whatever. We know what wrestling is, but still. And then I'm not saying KO did that really. It did make me undervalue or really the Crossroads. Now I don't feel that, which I didn't really, because I was kind of think it's kind of silly. But it's like now it's like it killed it. You got to figure something else out. Do something. Do the elbow like your dad. I don't know, but you beat Roman Reigns with that move, the triple of them, 3 of them, and KO did not only just kick out. He didn't kick out after 2. He pushed out of it, stunnered you, and he was perfectly fine. He got up. He was looking around. 1, 2. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna try it again. Here I come. Like there was no phase. It butchered it. They did it wrong. I don't know.
It'd be like if James Dalton did the finishing move at the end of Roadhouse and pulled his whatever out, right? Just right. Remember, you've seen Roadhouse?
Yes.
And now in Roadhouse 2, which I haven't seen, he does that move.
Is it part 2?
There's a Roadhouse 2.
I know it's Roadhouse. I thought it was a reboot. Is it part 2?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't watch movies nowadays. But I'm stuck in the 80s.
It's popular. I don't watch movies. I'm too busy.
I'm stuck in. I'm stuck in. I'd rather watch Terminator 2 over whatever's coming out today.
80s and 90s action movies are the best ones.
It's the best. So why would I need to see anything? There's enough movies out there to anyway. So that'd be like, okay, now in Roadhouse 2, he does the thing, and the bad guy just goes, put it back in. How would you feel? You'd be like, dude, that just what? So that's how I look at when finishers are just ignored like that. At least kick out. Like if you're gonna do it, do a kick out spot or a fast kick out spot, not a brush. You need to fall down, and if you want to kick out real fast, like okay, you got a jolt of adrenaline, like you were saying. But be that as it may, I'm numb to these kind of finishes because I watch them every Wednesday night. Like I'm just numb to it at this point.
And I think that then the finish, and then whatever the finish is, now you just killed it because all of a sudden now you did the move a 5th time, and now that's the one. Yeah. Now that's the time you finally did it. Wingate's in the house. Josh Wingate, best match yet. So there you go.
It was the best match on the card. It was.
All right, moving on. Match number 2 for the Women's World Tag Team Championship. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair regaining the tag titles. I'm going to ask you this. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm so sick of seeing these titles being held only for storyline purposes, as in it's just a tool for 2 big stars to break up. Where it started with Mercedes and Bayley, right? That was a tool for them to break up. It's happening right here. I'm sure it happened previously. I think Charlotte and but redhead Becky, she's been gone so long. Becky Lynch, I'm pretty sure they were champions at one point. I feel like it's just a gimmick, and I don't care. You can do other means. You could have had these two women, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, maintain those titles because they're good. They're good. I watched this entire match, and I didn't think I would. I thought this would be the match I'd go walk around. I was hoping this would be the match I could take my kids to the party on. I
I
told
thought
you
it was
that.
entertaining. I enjoyed it.
No, but hold on. Yeah,
Oh,
it was really
sorry.
good. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say hold on, but I mean it was like,
Jesus.
but I should have said, but it was a really good match. But you asked me how I felt about them regaining it. I feel
Yes.
like Dawn and Fire should have kept the titles because they have something. Something's working for them. They don't have many tag teams in the women's side, and for me, at least on the outside, I think they're good. The Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And if they don't have tag team titles, then what are they good for? Jade, and if you want to get the Jade versus Bianca down the road, you shouldn't use the tag titles as a vehicle to get them there. There's other means to that. But that being said, this was an entertaining match. Jade has progressed, somewhat since she's started, and I've watched almost. I can comfortably say I've watched 99% of her matches because her first match ever was a TV match ever with Shaq and Cody. I've seen from the beginning till now. I've seen, and you can't say that about many wrestlers. I've done that with her. I've only missed maybe 2 or 3 matches of hers. She has progressed so much, but there's so much more work to do. And I feel like she's lost sometimes at some points. We saw it tonight where Bianca was at the very beginning of the match. She was like squared off between and Jade was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be in there." Did you catch that? She was
No, I
supposed to
didn't
be
catch
in
that.
there, and she's just like, "Oh," and she walks in there. You see this multiple times. She's looking for someone else to tell her what to do before she does it. And I watch her specifically because I want to see her. I want to see her do well. I want to see her be the big thing. I think she's
Yeah.
great. I think her looks great. Her entrance is great. Her aura is great. Now we got to work on the in ring because in WWE you need that. Because look at the greats: Charlotte, Becky, even Bianca. They can all go and they're not worried about throwing their bodies around, and they're not worried about taking bumps. And Io Sky, they all work at a higher level. And I think Jade needs to get there, and she's not there yet.
Obviously going to keep them together until she does get comfortable because it's protecting her being being a tag team with Belair. I'll tell you how this. First off, I really enjoyed this match. I'm with you. I didn't think I would. I mean, just because I don't have no real interest in the women's world tag team titles because I don't know how I'm not really invested in them. But this match at the end of it makes me believe or gave me faith in the women's tag division that there could be some meat on the bone for that division where, hey, you know what, like oh my god, I'm losing the name of the ABBA Fire. Is that
Yeah, Fire and Dawn.
Fire? They were very good, but with them, Cargill and Belair, whomever, like you could push a good storyline. It doesn't just have to be them. Obviously, we know Damage Control and all this whatnot. There are some decent groups out there in the women's division, and these two right here shown, and they could go again. This is they were part of the triple tag match last pay-per-view. Now they're in this one. They go for a third time and still put up a really good match. In regards of Cargill, I think eventually you're going to have to take the training wheels off. Either you put her in a match with Belair and make it happen, or when Charlotte comes back, put her against Charlotte. Throw her in the fire. Because the best thing you could to build confidence is put her in with someone who could obviously take care of her, but also make her look like $1,000,000. And Charlotte's one of those people that she can. If she's with someone great, she's gonna have an amazing match. But if she's with someone who's still kind of green, she could walk them through and make them look like $1,000,000. Because I'm with you. I think Cargill, especially since she's gotten to WWE, I didn't see much for obviously in AEW compared to you, but ever since she's gotten to WWE, you've seen every time she gets on, she's better. She's making the right move. She, like you said, there was the last PLE when they said it's a botch, but really just she couldn't stay up on the rope. But she didn't she got right back and just kept going, and it didn't even become one. It just kept going. She's becoming smarter in that part. So it's really cool to see her evolve and what she could be potentially, like you said, the next big thing of the women's division. But again, I think obviously she's in this tag with Belair to protect her. Eventually, they got to take those training wheels off, and then we might see the best version of her when she goes against the like the likes of Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and whomever else.
She just needs to get more loose out there and stop thinking and just do it,
That's what I
because
mean.
she's just so stiff. Even her running clotheslines, like everything is just so stiff with her. And she's a great athlete. Like if you look at her, I mean, I think I overanalyzed this match because I was watching. I'm like, man, every time she does the stinger splashes on this, like they just look robot. Everything about her is robotic because I'm afraid she's trying to remember everything instead of
Yeah.
actually do it. And that's tough because I couldn't do that. There's no way. And she's only been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah,
That's it.
she's still green. I mean,
Yeah. I
and it's
mean,
not a knock on her. It's pretty freaking impressive that she is where she is at the. It's not like obviously when you have that. First of all, she has the perfect, what do you call it? Perfect body and
physique.
build and yeah, compare. I'm like, just like even when you talk about Lesnar, she has a great look. Lesnar had a great look. Goldberg had an amazing look. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg are two different beasts when it comes in the ring. Lesnar obviously is more athletic and a better wrestler. But I'll use Goldberg. Goldberg has a great look. He had a great look,
Yep.
great character. He was fun, but you had to keep those matches short, and if you were going to keep it a little longer, you have to put him up against somebody who's going to make him look good and make him look like he's really belongs. Where Bianca Belair is actually, not Bianca Belair, but Jade Cargill, she has the look, she has the desire, and I think she's a little more advanced than what Goldberg would be. She could do more than Goldberg. So I think, like you were saying, she looks a little stiff. She looks like she's still kind of thinking. She is still green. We get it. She's 4 years in. That's why you got to put her with someone, like a Charlotte Flair or whomever. One of the good
Bailey. I think Bailey would be good.
Yeah. Someone who could walk her through it. Hey, do this. Slam me. All right. Go. Hey, chill the hell out. Chill. You need someone like that. And I think putting her in a program with one of those two or any of those type of vets will do wonders for her character and her development. But I liked it, man. They did one hell of a job. And again, it gave me faith in this women's division with this women's tag team championship. Go, damn, if they could do that, I wonder what else they have in store and who else could step up to continue that. I hope we see them again. I want to see this match another time. I would really be interested in it. Now we have the match everyone's been waiting for, mostly everybody. It's match 2. It's CM Punk's second match in WWE single person. Obviously, he did the Royal Rumble, but his second match with Drew McIntyre. It's a strap match. CM Punk actually looks in great shape. I got to give him credit though too. I didn't remember that last time, but I think he looks a little bigger. He's
shredded.
Yeah, dude. He's not a. Before when I looked at CM Punk, I would be like,
I can kick his ass.
Yeah, I'm worried about CM Punk. I'm gonna take you on there. All right, let's go. I mean, are we going? Like now, I'm like, okay, chill, dude. What the hell? Chill the hell out.
Best shape of his life.
Yeah, best shape for sure. He has taken this run personally for real. Shout out to Will Patrone of 305 Sports Now. I was on his show talking Dolphins, and he asked me at the end of the show about CM Punk and all the good things he's been saying about Triple H, and he goes, oh, is that just for show? Do you think he really believes it? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, and then I told him, I said, first off, obviously when you're in the company, you're gonna talk nice about everybody, but I do believe he believes it, and I do believe he believes this is his second run, and he feels really good. And I think he's in a place now because Triple H was one of the boys. He, as much hate as he had for Triple H before, he sees that WWE is in good shape in and out of the locker room, in and out of the ring. So he's inspired to put the best product out, and he's in one of the hottest storylines in WWE right now, him and Drew McIntyre. And so kudos to him. I just want to throw that out there before. Now the match, I was looking forward to this match. This is an old school type of matchup, a strap match, Dusty Rhodes, I'm excited. And like I said, I had to step off midway, but I'll say the midway point, and I did follow it, but at the midway point, I was a little underwhelmed. Not feel good about it. Saw some of the highlights following it. The sharpshooter spot was really cool, all that whatnot. But again, underwhelmed. Josh, talk to me, man.
Yeah.
How did you feel about this match?
First off, when I first saw the match, I watched it live. I'm like, wow, that's cheesy. Who put these red lights up here? That's the first thought. That's my first thought. This is cheesy. This looks cheesy already. And I'm like, okay, I'll just ignore it. Like it is what it is. I can't change it. It's not. It's nothing like the Mountain Dew match, right? At least I don't have to watch that. I didn't like the red lights. That's fine. It is. That's very very small. And then I got bored. I got bored with the match. There's nothing more boring to me than watching two adult men fake struggle over touching a buckle, a turnbuckle. I'm sorry, Bobby. I believe you're bigger than me, stronger than me, most likely. You're taller than me. I just feel I don't know if you are or not. I'm 5 foot, like 205. Not five
Okay.
foot, 5'10", 205. Like I'm just an average guy. Um, I feel like if I was Drew and I really wanted to touch ropes, I would just keep on stiff arming CM Punk because I'm a
Yeah.
lot bigger and stronger than you, and you're not going to stop me. Now, I was unclear of the rules. For some reason, they would say, "Oh nope, the rule is reset." Why the hell did it reset? Nobody else, like I didn't understand that part of it. Maybe I'm ignorant to strap matches. Maybe I didn't know the rules properly. Same thing with the Casino Gauntlet and All In. I didn't know the rules all the way. Why was it when CM Punk was giving the dude, boom, go to sleep, touch a pad, boom, go to sleep? Shouldn't that every time they violence against each other, like hit each other, oh, it reset. So I guess the person touching the pad can keep on beating the other guy up. I didn't understand the rules because it reset
I think
for odd reasons.
I think yeah, I makes sense if it resets when okay, so if you're in the offensive, let's say I for me back in wrestling, if I hit you would would be called the pedigree, but mine wasn't the pedigree, it's called the drive by pedigree. And then I touched a corner, now it's set. Green light, green light, green light. All of a sudden you come out of nowhere, freaking walls of Jericho. Now you're on the offense. Now it resets because if you're going to touch it, it's not like you're going to take up that one corner. It resets for you because you got to hit all four corners.
Well,
It's not like
they did do a spot where Drew would touch the pad, then he had Punk on his shoulders, and then Punk would touch it right behind him, and they would go, "Oh, they're tied." I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't Punk just reset that because he touched it? Yeah,
yeah,
there
no,
was a.
that doesn't make
Did you
sense.
okay? So you must have not seen that spot.
No,
So
no, no. I was probably gone by that point. Yeah, I was gone at that point.
Drew had Homeboy on his shoulders and was carrying him around from post to post. So he would touch the post or touch the turnbuckle and go to the other one, and he wouldn't see Punk was on his back. He would touch it as well. And then so
Okay.
Mike Cole's like, they're like, oh, I didn't see, he didn't notice that Punk touched it. So he walked to the other one. He would touch it. Punk would touch it. Then they walked to the third one. He would touch it. Punk barely touched it. So he botched the spot. And so Michael Cole's like, they're tied up 3-3. Who's going to touch the last one? So then Punk falls off the thing, off of his shoulders. So they're both trying to go for that fourth one. So they're both tied 3-3, apparently, allegedly. So they're both like, oh, I'm going to get it. And like nobody's moving their feet, but like, and like, if it was me, Drew's like, I'm way freaking bigger than you. I'll drag you. So that to me just suspends my belief. I understand it's a work. I understand it's a script. I understand it's a television show. But that to me, you can literally physically pick up CM Punk and throw him through a table, but you're not strong enough to. I'm sorry. CM Punk's about 210. Drew's probably about 280. That's 50, 60 pounds. A strap match, an ideal strap match, shouldn't be a big man versus a small man because realistically, Drew could just carry him across.
Yeah.
And so that's why it kind of just threw me out of it. The match was underwhelming. I did text Clutch. It was a 3-star match. Clutch is on Real Talk Wrestling. And he was there and he joked and said, if this was an AEW match, you would have given it 7-star or whatever he said. No, I wouldn't have. Because AEW is not dumb enough they're dumb, but they're not dumb enough to do a 4 corners match. Sorry, count me out. That's like to me, okay, put in Big Show versus Rey Mysterio. Are they still going to struggle? I know that's a huge difference, but come on, man. You want to make me believe it.
I would love if they did something like that where it was here's a strap match, 4 corners strap match. Okay. And it's, let's say Rey Mysterio versus Amos or whatever, Amos. And Rey goes to run up and Amos just catches him and it walks to the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, the match is over. That would be the best match on the card because it's realistic as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything. So first off, when you said that he had him on his shoulders, I don't know why I was picturing him with his legs here, like he would carry your kid. Yeah, like come on, let's all touch it together. And I realized no, he was like this, He had
him like in the FU, like the fireman's carry, and just walking. It's just so cheesy to me. The spot where Drew McIntyre put. Now I'm complaining too much because it was a good match. Like, it was good. It just wasn't as good as the first one. It's not
I hear
living
you.
up to the feud, and just the fact that because it's a strap involved, right? Like you got to be careful. There was a table set up on the outside. Drew just carried him like a baby, dropped him on the table. It's like, you just boop, drop him on the table. Like, to me, that's not very effective. And Michael Cole's over here sounding like, oh, because they did. Oh gosh, it's so cringe when they show like the camera view of Michael Cole every time he reacts to something. It's like, oh, like show me Samantha Irvin. Like, I believe her way more than I believe this idiot.
Yeah.
And on the commentators, we need more Wade Barrett. He is 10 billion times better than anyone else they have as a color guy. Corey Graves is great, but I think Corey Graves is a better play-by-play guy, and we should keep him there. And I think Wade Barrett is the ultimate color analyst, and we don't need Pat McAfee. Leave him away. Get him away. College football's back. I am excited. I am more excited to watch wrestling now that Pat's gone and that Wade's coming back to the main roster or to wherever. I hope he's on Raw. That's all I'm saying. But I know they have that Joe Tessitore guy coming in, so we'll see.
Well, he'll be the lead.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see Wade Barrett. And I love Wade Barrett. I think.
I love. It's the same thing as football. You want a guy who's done it, guy or girl that knows the psychiatry of. I agree with you. Let me ask you this. This is totally off topic because you brought up Michael Cole, and I'm not hating on Cole, but I can understand the argument. We had a whole show about it, about who's the GOAT of WWE, and it was one of our best ones. I really enjoyed it. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it. No Holds Barred last week. Who's the GOAT of the WWE? That was a fun debate. But I've seen a lot of people calling Michael Cole the GOAT of commentators. And I mean, I've said, where I stand because we've interacted about this on Twitter in regards of GOAT announce team. And of course, I have a lot of love for Jim Ross and Jerry the King. Obviously as a WCW kid growing up, Tony Schiavone, The Brain, oh my goodness, Mike Tenay. But, I want to say this, a student of wrestling history, I guess, growing up and going to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and renting old WWF tapes and WCW. But to me, the greatest announce team was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body. Just so much fun to listen to. Would you? I just have to ask this because I don't think he is. I think he's good. I really enjoy him. I think he's been so much better since Vince McMahon has disappeared. Would you call Michael Cole the GOAT of the commentators?
No,
okay.
No one's going. So whenever you watch a TikTok, right, of like a beatdown, and you put voiceover, oh God, it's a whatever, right? No one's going up and down, right? Like Michael Cole, like you know what I mean? That's his thing. Up vintage, right?
I just thought of that. Yes, the vintage. It's always vintage. We don't need to hear vintage.
I mean, I like
vintage Randy Orton.
It's fine with me. I'm okay with that, but no one's doing that. No one's voicing over TikToks of him. So that's why he's not the GOAT. It's Jim Ross. Who do I prefer? It's going to surprise you guys. I prefer Michael Cole. That being said, I understand who the GOAT. I can differentiate my favorite because I love Michael Cole.
That's different. Okay. So right? What you're saying, your preference is Michael Cole, but you wouldn't go as far to say Michael Cole's the GOAT of the commentators.
No.
Right. No. I mean, here's the thing with Jim Ross, right? Like I said, my favorite commentating team was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I just love their chemistry. I love listening to them. Gorilla Monsoon had that, obviously he's old school, but that old school voice, and the way he would, him and Bobby. But Jim Ross, like you said, he's all of the, the classic line, the slobber knocker, God dang it, Triple H, you son of a bitch. Like all the, when we were doing backyard wrestling back in the day in East 10th Street in my parents, my mother and stepfather's backyard, we'd drag the bed in the back when no one was looking at my stepdad. What the hell are you doing? We'd run, we'd go by. When we were, whoever was recording the camera, you'd say, hey, you're the announcer, you're the commentator, commentate the match. They weren't doing any other voice. They weren't doing Bobby. They weren't doing Gorilla Monsoon or Tony Schiavone. It was Jim Ross. Oh my God, here we go. And it's like, dude, just be you. No, you want to, because Jim Ross was and is the GOAT when it
Yep.
comes to commentating. He was just that good. He was a great storyteller. But
Yep.
you're right. I just thought about that today because I don't know if he actually said that today, but I'm pretty sure he did. If you had a bingo card and you type in vintage in bingo card there, and
Oh, sure he said it.
Vintage, that's vintage Randy Orton, vintage Shawn Michaels, vintage. It's like, did you not find any other word in that dictionary? You had like,
It's hard to do that though because everyone has their catchphrase, their gimmick, what they say, and that's his. And Jim Ross has his. Stomp a mud hole in him. He's got many.
But that goes with it though. Like he's stomping a hole in his iron, like that's a part of it. But it's not like, everybody like, here comes Dominic. That's vintage Dominic Mysterio. Vintage. He's only been here for 5 years. We say vintage for what? So anyway, but I just thought it was funny you said it because I was just thinking about that on the car ride because again, people go, hey, Michael Cole's the GOAT. No, he's great. He's good. I think he's amazing since Vince McMahon left. I've appreciated Michael Cole more than I've ever appreciated him, and I will appreciate him, and I give him all his flowers. He kills it right now. He's on Raw, he's on SmackDown, he's at every PLE. I don't know what he does behind the scenes. He probably is going to go down as the GOAT just because of everything he's doing everywhere.
Yep.
But as of right now, he's not a GOAT.
No, he's not.
But anyway, sorry I sidetracked. I know. My bad. All right.
This is legitimately why I wore sunglasses last night, by the way, because my eyes haven't stopped watering in a couple days. And I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that sucks.
That's legitimately why.
I thought you felt like you're like, damn, Bobby, man. I never heard you say greatest take before. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Anyway, yeah, there you go. So
this helps. It helps it. I don't know what happens.
The sunglasses thing, guys. What he's talking about last night, we did our fantasy football for the league, for the network. And obviously, Josh hosts Once Upon a Sunday, OUS, with Justin Burley and Viking Dave, and great set of team they got there. And so we did the fantasy draft, and he was wearing sunglasses. He waited till right before we started the show, or right at the show, he came in and he has sunglasses. He's just like this, and he's like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" I'm like, "Is this fucking poker?" I said, "What are we doing here?" I'm like I felt like I was underdressed. I was like, I should have came here. I got my dark. I should have put my hat on. I should have, like, you don't know where I'm going with this draft pick. So I just thought it was so freaking cool. But at the same time, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Is this a poker game? So that's the whole thing with the glasses. As you could see, I mean, they're perfect glasses for poker, to be honest with you.
Yeah, these are Shady Rays, man.
Damn,
not a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, that's right.
But they can be.
Yeah, but they can be. We won't argue with you. All right. Now we get to the fourth match on the card. Another match that is looking forward to. I do have to go back and watch this match. Again, this was the time where I was actually dealing with people at Home Depot and waiting on them to bring some stuff to my car. So I did not get to watch this match. If it did, it went by really fast, I think. I did catch some spots of it, just highlights. My daughter was telling me some spots when I got home. And I will say, obviously, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Rhea and Damian went over.
Who pinned who? I'm going to be honest. I didn't see 1 second of this match.
Okay, so you and I are the same. So that's why I said I'm not surprised that that Rhea went over.
Did Rhea pin Liv like I predicted?
I think she did, because I'm seeing those, that famous pin that she does.
Easy. That was easy. That was the easiest call of the night. That was my lock of the night. Rhea had to pin Liv because it was a non-title matchup.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she did, because pretty sure she did. Let me see if either way. Yeah.
Justin,
there's a photo of her. There's a photo of her pinning. Yeah, Justin's working. He said he's working.
Yeah, he said he had to work on the show. But he said he caught the strap match live.
Jesus, what am I looking at?
Sorry, he thinks it was a good match, and it was, but I'm glad that he thinks that's a good match, because that means he's really gonna like Cody and KO.
Oh, again, Cody and KO's match was great, and
it was the best match of the night.
And again, Cody has amazing matches. There's no doubt his matches are fun. It's just, it's the before and after, bro. And again, so what killed it? It was the finish.
Yeah, I know. Well, so since we didn't really watch the Liv match,
let me ask. Match. Here's another sidetrack. I would stick with that very quick.
Okay. All right.
Something I noticed, and this is just me spitballing here, but gives a shit. Have you noticed? When Dominic betrayed Rhea, and he had that makeout session outside the ring with Liv, how many times have they made out since? Kissed at all?
Not much, but it's a PG show.
Do you think because it's PG or just not PLE? Because PLE they could do it, but pay-per-view they
Yeah,
can't.
I mean they were going and it wasn't getting blanked out. They could do whatever they want. I think on
Okay.
Peacock, not
Maybe
anything, but
that's the reason. I thought because maybe Dom got, they got in trouble. I was like, oh, I think he got in trouble. I think they had to cut that out because that was because he's never made out with Rhea.
I
Never
mean
made out with Rhea.
you got to think though too. He probably like that was a very impactful spot, and you got to
True.
think they got to go. And Dom's probably like, hey man, I'm married. Like I can't be doing this every week. Like
Sure.
Lita and Edge. That's different. They were dating. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
And so Dom's probably like, hey, can we keep Liv probably too? You think Liv single? Like come on. So
I think she is.
Oh really?
I think she.
I'm
is.
not. I'm not.
You're like, really? I gotta go, guys. I'll see you later.
If you want, hey, Liv, if you want to take everything away from my wife, it won't be that hard. Like I'm fine. Like no, I kid. I kid.
I'm just playing. I'm gonna risk it all. I'm risking it all.
But anyway, yeah, I think that's more of like it's a new thing, man. We're not gonna see that. Like, would you like it if you're seriously, or would you like it if you're on TV every week and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta make out with this. You don't want to hear that shit when you get home. Sorry, you don't want to hear that.
I'm not saying. I actually was saying it before I left. I was talking to my wife and I was like, I noticed something. I wonder, of course, like, if you're an act, obviously they're actors, right? So it's like, hey, it kind of comes with the flow. But Rhea and Dom, not even on PLA, they never kissed or nothing like that. She would lick him, or she would kiss his head and all that, but they never did anything where maybe his wife, which they were together since high school or middle school. So they're, and he was saying, oh, she's cool with it. She understands what's the business. And maybe it was an impactful spot to say, let's do it that one time and then move on. But it's never, now they touch each other's noses and,
again, though, it's probably the respect thing.
Sure.
Like, because you say actors, right? Well, Brad Pitt and Angela. Well, okay, that's a bad example. Let's just say Channing Tatum and some random actress. Let's say Jennifer Lopez. I don't know. They're not making out every week. They just made out for that set, for that movie. You know what I mean? So it's fine if they do it for that movie because it's only like a 1-day shoot. Whereas Liv and do they really want to be making
TV
out
show, right? If anybody a couple on a TV show, they're going to make out every week.
We watch Friends. Does Chandler and I've never seen Friends. It's a bad idea. Does Jim and Pam make out every single episode of The Office?
Jim and Pam. Oh no, and Jim. I can't stand Jim.
Neither can I.
Hate that guy. He's a bad guy.
Did Dwight and Angela kiss every single episode?
No, but my point is it out in this freaking back room.
But here's another point.
Yeah, Dwight.
Here's another point. It's more impactful if you see it once in a while.
I get you're right.
Every week.
Fair enough. See, this is what I love about us, man. We could go off topic. I mean, we're still on topic, but we're off of it, and we still have a great convo back and forth. And I'm glad that you and I see it eye to eye. I hate Jim. I can't stand that dude.
Yeah, Jim's the worst.
Yeah,
Jim is the bad guy. No one sees.
Yeah, he is. Thank you.
Dwight's just doing his job.
Yeah, he doesn't do his job. He talks on Michael Scott. Mike just wants friends, dude.
Yeah, Michael's a good boss.
You're a bully. You bully Dwight. You ruined
a relationship. You ruined a marriage.
You ruined a relationship.
You bought a house without your wife's consent.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Jim's the worst.
Thank you.
Imagine if I go, hey, babe, I bought a house.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she want to input on it? Wouldn't she want to know?
100%. Yeah, he's a dick. And he took that job in Philadelphia with, before
he dated Karen just to get at Pam. What did he do to Karen?
He didn't show up to her art show.
No.
Michael showed up, not Jim.
Not Jim.
But Michael's the one. He let Michael fall in the pond.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, Jim's the worst.
My wife, I remember telling her that. I said, I can't stand Jim. She's like, what? I was like, he's a dick.
Yeah.
I wish she would have left him for the cameraman or the boom mic guy, whatever it was. I would have been so happy if that would have been the final episode. They got divorced. But anyway, our next show is The Office. Hating on The Office, apparently. Anyway.
I love The Office.
I love The Office too. It's fun. They're going to do a reboot or do something. It's in the same universe, but it's a different Office. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, Gunther versus Orton.
Peacock plug. You can see it on Peacock, guys.
That's right. There you go. Peacock.
Because we watch the PLEs on Peacock. Peacock, not a sponsor, not yet.
Not yet.
But that's why we're talking The Office. Next week we'll talk Brooklyn 911. Never seen it.
My wife, she laughs every time because I get my remote. I go, Peacock. Would you stop saying it like that? Peacock. The geek. But Gunther versus Orton for the world title. Didn't catch the top of it. but did get in right towards the beginning middle of it.
Mhm.
And I'll say it like this: I loved it. Old school, old style type matchup, hard hitting. Randy Orton, I think he's like 295 now. He is
Huge.
massive,
Huge.
massive. Talk about evolution. I mean, my goodness. And he's
Mhm.
still a freaking killer in the ring. And Gunther, is just $1,000,000 in the ring. I enjoyed it. Old school style match, an old style type finish. To be truth with you, I mean, again, besides Cargill and Baylor winning, I think all the matches kind of fell right into place. None of them shocked me. I was surprised over Cargill just because I thought that they would kind of deepen that feud or an eventual feud between these two, but I think they're
Mhm.
going to hold that off to a WrestleMania. But so the none of these matches surprised me, but I enjoyed this finisher over the finish over Cody versus KO. This finish made sense. It was an old school type finish,
Mhm.
getting this, not being able to break out of the finish and then losing and protecting him, like we brought up before the show. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this match a lot. What did you think of the Orton versus Gunther?
Yeah, this was a hard hitting match, just like I expected. It's fun to see spots when a 300 pound man or a big man like Randy Orton gets manhandled by Gunther. To me, that's cool. Randy Orton worked a little bit of a heel side because he had to. Gunther worked the babyface version. He had to, and it was a good match. Like, it was hard hitting. There's nothing spectacular. You're not going to go rewatch this match. No one's going to go back and go, man, I got to watch that Gunther Randy Orton match because it did a job. Gunther got the big win over a Hall of Famer in his homeland. He kicked out of an RKO, which I don't know how to feel about that because nobody kicks out of RKOs. That's one of the most protected moves there is. I can't remember the last person that actually kicked out of an RKO, and Gunther did, and that showed that Gunther is strong, and that's okay that he can do it. I'm okay with him doing it. Now, if it was somebody else on a level of a Bronson Reed or someone of that nature, I'd feel pretty upset by it. But since it was Gunther, they're building him to be the next Hall of Famer. They're building Gunther to be a legend. You can tell that. You know who Triple H likes, and that's a guy he likes. He is going to be an eventual Hall of Famer. So it's okay. And we're going to look back at this. Wow, remember that time he beat Randy Orton? He beat this guy. He beat this guy on his way. And there's guys that we don't even know about yet, 10 years down the road, that he's still going to be beating. I'm in for this. I liked it. I liked it for his future, for his status symbol for us. Because someone like Damian Priest, who we do like,
Yeah.
he didn't beat Randy Orton, right? He didn't have anyone as that like in his first title defense. He was beating other guys, whereas Gunther's starting off with a Hall of Famer. That's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
cool.
starting him off hot. Yeah. And eventually he and well, no, that wasn't, but I think eventually we're gonna get John Cena. So
Mhm.
he's gonna be able to say, I've battled Cena, Orton, does he beat Cena? Does maybe he gets a win on Cena and Cena beats a win on him, or Cena beats him first and then Gunther gets it back. Does that go down? Justin says he's at work, but he will watch the show later. Appreciate you, Justin. But yeah, man, again, once you put your Milter cap on, and you talked about this at the top, but I'm going to ask you again, what's your final grade on this show?
I told you, man. It's an AEW light. No, it's a
There
good
you go.
show. I give it a B minus. I give it a B minus because it was entertaining. That nothing dragged. Now I can't. It's hard because I didn't watch the full mixed tag match. I got it. I'm gonna go. I'm going to watch that match.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it back. But I'm with you. I think B minus is fair. Again, what kills it for me is the finish for the top of the show. The finish that freaking butchered it.
Yeah.
And I got to finish Punk versus McIntyre. Again, what you were talking about, the four corners. I'm going to go back and look at it. I'm going to go with B minus right now. Fun show again. WWE. I think the smaller PLEs, limited matches on the cards. I love that. Late the big cards should be the big events. Doesn't have to be 10 matches every pay per view.
Right.
Big, you don't have to just say, oh, okay, hey, obviously he's not there anymore, but hey, Santino and Eugene, you got a match on a pay-per-view because we need to fill it up. No, we're going to have just the main players on this card and roll it out,
Yep.
So I enjoyed it. What's up, Oos? Samoan Watchman tuning in.
Apples.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for watching. First timer. Appreciate you watching right now. What did you think of Bash in Berlin? Did you enjoy it? And I will say, I have to catch up. I didn't see SmackDown, but I've seen a lot of people praise Nia Jax. I got to see how she did last night, but people are saying she took a lot of bumps and she looked really good. You know, I think she's going to try to turn you into a believer, man.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. When you believe in Danny Garcia, I'll start believing in Nia Jax.
I don't even know who Danny Garcia is. I just see pictures. I've seen a picture.
And I wish I didn't know who Nia Jax was.
That's just different, you know. I'll tell you what, I prefer Nia over Mercedes Moné.
We're not getting into that right now.
I'm just like, well, you brought up AEW Daniel Garcia.
I can't bring it. I do not want to talk Mercedes Moné tonight or today.
Yeah,
on this beautiful.
I'm right.
No, because I'm having a beautiful day, and I don't need anyone raining on my parade because I know Mercedes is great, and she will always be great, and she works with some dead weight over there in AEW.
What, her writer? Her ego?
Her greatness. She's nothing but great.
Yeah. If she went to WWE, maybe she'd be back to.
She turned them down. She turned them down.
I know that was a big mistake because Tony Khan's. She's the money, bro. It's all
well,
good.
Look what they're doing. Hey, what they're doing with Trinity right now? What are they doing? Nothing. Nada. They're doing nothing with Trinity.
Who are you gonna put Trinity over though?
She made a name for herself and she did really good in TNA, and they just buried after buried, boom, loss after loss after loss. Come on, man. I'm glad Mercedes didn't go back.
That Mercedes is different, first of all, from Trinity, and I love Trinity, you know. But let's be real here. Trinity, Sasha Banks, you know, it's like
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mercedes, honestly, this is my honest assessment. If Mercedes went back to WWE, she wouldn't be at the top because you have too many other women up there, honestly, that are above her. Rhea, Liv, there we go. Samoa Watchman.
This right here. This is exactly what Josh. Where did Jeff come in? Josh was talking about. Good show. Strap match was strange. Could have won in so many moments, but then he turns and looks at his opponent for tapping the fourth corner. It didn't look like a hard match to be in. Absolutely. That's exactly what we were saying. Drew McIntyre, again, could easily grab. I mean, Punk looks bigger, though. Looking like he's in amazing shape.
But still, it's a 50-pound difference.
You know, yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. I that worked back in the day. Again, it was I was looking forward to that match, but it's like, the more you think about it, it's like, yeah, I can understand a Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair, and they're busted open and they're killing each other, and you're dragging
Punk
dead
did get busted open.
I did see that. I saw that. I'm gonna watch it. I'll follow up on it. But anywho, so we're about wrapping up here. Kid is going crazy out there for whatever reason. That's okay. We're just chilling out. It's a Saturday, but I know you got a draft to go to. So before we wrap this up, any final thoughts, my man?
No, man, I'm really excited for Raw coming up. I'm excited for 6-foot straps. That's short, but it's okay. I'm in for it. You know why? I just want to say 6 foot. You couldn't use it as a weapon, could you? 6 foot's too short to use it as a weapon at that point. That's why they leave it long. But I'm in for all of WWE right now. I'm excited for AEW. Wrestling's cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. That's all.
100%. Thank you, Simone Watchman. He said he just subbed to the channel. We appreciate you, brother. Please come in. We're here every Saturday, usually at 8 p.m. Eastern, but after the PLEs, we're here immediately after. So either later in the evening, or if they're international, we're earlier. We'll figure out next Saturday. Either it's gonna be me and someone else, or maybe we just take the weekend off. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But again, we appreciate you all. Thank you for watching wherever you're watching from. Like and subscribe, and have a good evening.